What's going on, guys? It's Michael MGF, and today I'm going to be doing my first LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2017 set review on the Iron Man Detroit Steel Strikes. And the incentive for this one is 76077. The recommended ages are 7 through 14, and it has a piece count of 377, while the price point is $29.99, or at least it was when I picked it up at Toys R Us. Not sure if that's a markup. Anyway, this is our first time getting Coulson. It's been 5 years since LEGO started making Marvel sets, and we're just now getting a Coulson with his flying car from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the most random set ever, but I'm so glad it's finally happening. He is literally, I mean, look at this guy. He's a printed face, a hairpiece, and a torso. Why has it taken so long to get this man in a set? Anyway, yeah, so this is progress. This is fantastic. This is finally happening. I don't know what the hell that is, and I don't know what the hell Justin Hammer's wearing, but hopefully we can figure those things out throughout this video. Probably not, but regardless, let's get started. Okay, so like I said, we've waited 5 years for this to happen, to get our first ever Agent Coulson minifigure, our little LEGO Clark Gregg, and it has finally happened. I mean, LEGO, I think they really should have debuted him with the Helicarrier or any other number of LEGO Marvel Superhero sets that he easily could have been included in, but for whatever reason they decided to wait until this random Justin Hammer set to include not only him, but his car Lola, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. So how is the minifigure, our first official Coulson? So I really do like the figure. I don't understand why they gave him an Alien Conquest pistol when they could have just as easily built the Destroyer gun. We've seen it in the video games, and so LEGO definitely, they have a design for that, but instead we got an Alien Conquest pistol because, you know, we're going to be 80 years old and these are still going to be a thing. But we're going to get that out of the shot because they're terrible and ugly as hell, and you can see the actual minifigure now with the face and all. I've always said, why did LEGO wait this long for a Coulson minifigure to happen? He's literally just a printed head and a printed torso, and they finally did it though, so that's great. Let's stop talking about it. How's the design? So this is the hairpiece we all expected them to use. It works perfect for Coulson, and if we remove it, you can see the face. Unfortunately, this is where I do kind of have to nitpick. They went for more so of like a LEGO Marvel Superheroes type of design, not really Clark Gregg, because you probably have one of these heads, and I've always called this head the Coulson head because I was hoping that one day when LEGO would finally make Coulson, they would use this face design as the primary face and then maybe do sunglasses on the back using the same face underneath, but unfortunately LEGO decided to go with this. I don't think this head really captures Clark Gregg's likeness as well as this head does, so I mean, you probably have gotten these on like 5 different Rebel soldiers by now, and God knows how many other minifigures that LEGO has rehashed this head on, and usually I'm against rehashing heads, but for once I think rehashing this face could have positively impacted this minifigure so much if they just printed the mic onto this face design and then, like I said, copied the face design but also done the sunglasses on the back. But they did not go with this head. You might have one. You probably do, so I know as soon as I'm done with this review, I'm going to be swapping it out, but because, I mean, like I said, I think this is a definitive, you know, minifigure likeness to Clark Gregg. But if we go ahead and flip the head around, you can see that we do have the alternative facial expression, which does have the sunglasses that we see him sport in you know, the phase 1 of the MCU, and he never wore those sunglasses ever again. Really, I think there might have been a few occasions throughout the TV series, but really not at all. And you can see the torso design though is really great as well. The torso does have his name tag on there, which I kind of think looks a little strange. I think they probably should have gone with the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo instead of a bald minifigure, because I'm pretty sure Coulson wasn't bald at the time of like taking his photo for his ID. But it's a total nitpick. It looks great, and so does the rest of the design, the tie and all. And then there's the back, just a couple of lines. There's really not much there. So yeah, there he is, guys, our first official Agent Coulson. This is super awesome, and I cannot believe how long it has taken LEGO to put him in a minifigure. I mean, 5 years. This has been one hell of a wait. And like I said, if you have this head, maybe consider doing what I plan on doing and swapping it out. But yeah, I had to talk about this one for a little while, guys. It's been too long of a wait, and there he is, Agent Coulson. Next up, the Invincible Invincible Iron Man suit taken straight from the comics is definitely quite the change of pace from usual MCU versions that we're used to getting, and I think this is a really cool minifigure with a new helmet that we'll talk about in a second. The torso design is clearly not as complicated as usual Iron Man torsos we get, but that's also that's also accurate to this suit in the comics, and the same goes for the legs, and I do really like the leg design, the toe printing, that all looks great. Same goes for the back of the torso. I mean, it even looks a little bit more complicated than the front, but the focus of this new Iron Man is not only the new helmet, but also these new repulsor pieces, which I think LEGO calls power blasts, so power blast pieces, and so I think this is definitely a really cool piece. It's a new mold clearly, and it's actually a playability feature that functions alongside a minifigure's hand to basically like complete the whole action that it does. And so basically the way this works is we'll cut to a separate shot here, but you can see you push back on the like the very back of these pieces like toward the arm, and they fire like a stud shooter almost, which I think is super cool, and that is actually pretty well done. And you can definitely aim and hit a minifigure, pretty well with them. And I think it's definitely a welcome new piece because it really doesn't look that bad. Like I said, if you were to pose the figure in like a fighting stance, it actually does look like he's firing his repulsor while quickly moving his arm downward. So I think that's really awesome and a great idea on LEGO's part. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about them, and I'll go ahead and get them out of the shot really quick so we can focus on the helmet a little better. And so the new helmet is of course based on the it's based on the Invincible Iron Man suit, and while I wanted to like this at first, and I kind of do, obviously, well, first of all, it ditches the whole lifting up of the face mask. That's gone. This is a print. I mean, that's all that is. And as much as I'm okay with that, because this is not an MCU helmet, I just kind of find that it's not really designed right, because the angle in which this like the front of his face mask protrudes in the comics, it's much more apparent, and it comes out much further. The angle of it is much sharper, and LEGO just it's just smooth and flat. So I don't really know why LEGO did that. I feel like maybe it was so they could print on the face mask without having to worry about such an angle protruding outward. But I mean, it's still a really cool helmet regardless. I do really like the design of it, and I mean, that's really my only nitpick aside from the fact that there's no face mask that can be flipped up anymore with this one. And of course, LEGO's not going to really use this for anything else within the movie set, so that's fine. This is a really cool new piece, and of course, he does have the Tony Stark head underneath, and this, regular aggressive facial expression. You've seen it before, and he has this standard black hair piece, which of course works because this is Iron Man from the comics and not Robert Downey Jr. per se. So this hair piece is still accurate because this is not based on the MCU, of course. So yeah, but removing the hairpiece that is included to put the helmet back on to give you one last look at this guy. It's a really cool minifigure. I just wish that the helmet was a little bit more angular. And again, love these new pieces. I think this is a really cool idea. And I saved this guy for last because I honestly don't know what the hell is going on here with this design. I mean, this is Justin Hammer. Okay. This design is just so weird and random. I mean, he's got this really awkward bright red torso. I get that, Justin Hammer would be using stars and stripes to kind of look like America's golden boy with, all of his hammer tech and trying to, secure the country by all of his corrupt means. But like, what is this design? Like this just looks like, I don't even know. It's great that it has leg printing though. But other than that, I don't know what's going on. This is not from any Avengers animated series. This is not from any iteration of comics. LEGO just made this up, I'm pretty sure, and it's just really weird. And if you can tell, he's got a dark blue Invincible Iron Man helmet, so you get two of these helmets in this set, which is pretty cool, I guess. But like I said, the design, while, it's designed well, it's just really strange looking, and I'm not into this minifigure at all until you take the helmet off, because then you got a really nice Justin Hammer head underneath, and that looks just like Justin Hammer. I think that's great. And if you go ahead and turn the face around, you can see we have a pretty decent alternative facial expression for him, and they include some sleeves stripy hair as well, so that when you take the helmet off, just like, you know, like Tony, you have a hairpiece to put on, and it looks great. And so this is the part where when I'm done with the review, I forget that this ever happened, and I take, I don't know, J. Jonah Jameson's body and put the head on there, because that looks like a little more like Justin Hammer, personally. Of course, that's not included with the set, but this is just something I'm going to do after the review, so you can just ignore that and pretend like you never saw it. But, yeah, that's our first ever Justin Hammer minifigure. Definitely not what I was expecting, and pretty strange. So let's go ahead and take a look at the set. Okay, so we're going to start off with Coulson's flying car Lola, because it is just by far a lot cooler than Justin Hammer's mech thing. But this is, of course, Coulson's 1962 Chevrolet Corvette, and it's really great because, of course, the modification that it has and, you know, its capability of flight, and its super, super sick control system. And inside there, you can see that we have 2x2 available space for Coulson, and also you have all the gauges and different things, and you have the steering wheel, and you also have a couple of analog sticks, which is really great in the form of some antennas that, of course, he can grab onto, but I'm too lazy to actually position them into the minifigure's hand. So for right now, we're just going to take Coulson and have him seated in that 2x2 available space that you can see right there. So there you go. Coulson's in his iconic car from the show. And yeah, I mean, I love the shape of this thing. For a minifigure scale car, this is just fantastic. I mean, the design here is really, really great for what they had to work with. I mean, this is one of the best minifig scale cars that I think I own. This is just fantastic. So yeah, and you also have the car doors, obviously, that do slide open as per like every Lego car ever, and also the actual flying, you know, the flying car function is basically done with just some basic technique down here, and you take these like these tan parts and you just lift them up, and then the wheels come down. So again, you just like turn them upward, and the wheels get in their flying position so that Coulson can fly away and get away from Justin Hammer and his giant mech, because Coulson is practically useless in this thing anyway, even though it is cool that it can fly. So one criticism that I think a lot of people have with this set is that you had to apply these stickers for detail. And again, the added detail I think here is great, but it's just you had to apply these stickers like inside the piece, which was really rough and a little bit more time consuming than I think it needed to be. Anyway, you do have the like the bumper here with Lola printed on the license plate, and that's an entirely printed slope. There's no sticker going on here, and I think that is great. That is an entirely printed piece, and it is very much appreciated. So he does not have a license plate, unfortunately, because of all the Technic, but I guess that's okay, because at least the car's wheels can, you know, actually perform their iconic function that we see them do in the TV series. Like, I think it was once at like the end of the very first episode, like in 2013, and then he never did it again. But he has used it since, and it is still in the their like playing thing on the show. So it's great to finally have not only Coulson but his iconic car Lola, especially done this well. So just like the Justin Hammer minifigure, I'm pretty sure Lego made this up, which is okay. I mean, you know, Justin Hammer has made mechs before in the comics. I just don't recognize this one at all, and I can't find anything on it. So we're just gonna go over it and everything that's going on here with it. So the front opens up, but on the front you can see we do have a little sticker there, which I guess is like basically the mech's repulsor type thing going on. I don't know. It has a star and a, you know, red and white striping on there, and you just fold that down, and inside you can see that there is a 1x2 available space for Justin Hammer, and then you just go ahead and stick him inside just like so, and then close it up, and Justin Hammer is inside the mech and ready to go. Then back here we do have like these two little pipes, which of course can be bent because they're just some basic, you know, droid arm pieces, I guess. I mean, they're not really droid arms, but you've seen them before. And then these are also on ball joints if you care about posing them. So that is a thing. And of course, there you go. You can see it on the second one. And then the arms are basically just, you know, using some like Bionicle-esque ball joints. And, you know, you've seen this stuff before. And of course, the shoulder piece, the shoulder plate just had to pop off so we can make this segment longer than it needs to be anyway. Then we have another sticker on like the wrist here, which has like a star on it and some added detail, so that's definitely pretty nice. And then the chainsaw function right here, which is pretty much exactly that. It's articulated just a little bit, as you can see here, and if you spread the arm out, you can just about get it to rotate a full 360 without any obstruction, so which is pretty cool as well. So yeah, chainsaw, just a basic Technic wheel, but gets the job done, I guess. And so yeah, then the hands are, you can see he has 3 fingers on both hands with this mech, and they are just some basic droid arms, Bionicle droid arms. You know, you've seen these before. So they are, you know, just on some basic hinge pieces. And then the other arm is pretty much exactly the same design, except it has the added like minigun here, which is kind of awkward because I would have thought that these studs would have been in a trans orange rather than a straight orange, because they do kind of look like he's shooting cheese puffs, which I think is cool. A Cheeto launcher is always welcome, I guess. It's a nice change of pace. So we're gonna go ahead and fire some Cheetos at you know, Iron Man, if I can get him in the shot. And you just go ahead and spin the Technic wheel, and you know, you just miss every single one. It's great. And I think at least 2 of those probably just went off my studio. And so my OCD doesn't die. I'm going to reach back there and grab that one, so it's not in the rest of the shot or the segment. And so yeah, that's pretty much how that works. And thank God LEGO includes a lot of extra ones, because I'm not going to go looking for that other one. Anyway, so then the legs also have a decent amount of articulation, some more ball joints, and you can see they just come right off. So maybe try not to turn them, but just kind of bend them forwards and backwards. And if this shoulder pad doesn't stay on, I'm going to lose it. It's just 2 pegs. You have one job. Just thank you. Stay right there. That's great. Thanks. So yeah, then another ball joint down here for like the knee area, and so this can be rotated a full 360 and has a lot more posability and, you know, articulation potential than the thighs. So that's pretty cool. And then on the front of both legs, you can see we do have some more stickers on some 1x3 slopes, and one has the hammer logo for, you know, hammer tech, and then you also have like, you know, some more added detail, the number 77 for whatever reason, and a star. So that's definitely nice. And then also on the back, you can see we've got like some trans orange smooth pieces for what you know, things, and they have like some more Technic down here for, like, I guess to represent sort of like jump boots or thrusters, whatever you want to refer to them as. They are there. So that is pretty much it for Justin Hammer's mech thing, and really this set in its entirety. And I'm not really impressed by the mech. I think it's cool for kids, and it looks all right. Like I said, I'm not huge on the Cheeto launcher, but it gets the job done. The playability is there. So I mean, do I recommend this set for 30 bucks? Now, I personally, whether I was going to review this set or not, was going to pick this up because I mean, it's the first set to debut Coulson. I mean, I've been waiting for a Coulson figure for so long, and then they went ahead and threw in his car from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Lola. I mean, it was a no-brainer that even if I wasn't going to review this set, I was definitely going to pick it up just for this whole package right here, and also for the pretty cool, you know, Invincible Iron Man suits straight from the comics. So, yeah, if you really, I mean, if this is at all interesting to you, I can't say I recommend you spend 30 bucks on just these 2 things, but if you find Justin Hammer's mech at all exciting, then yeah, go ahead, pick this set up for 30 bucks. The price point could have definitely been worse, but I think you definitely get the full package here, and so I'm going to recommend it. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the box, instruction manual, comic book, extra pieces, and wrap up this review. Oh boy. Okay, so the box is pretty standard, same size as the Hulkbuster from 2015, for instance, and you can see in the bottom left here, we've got Justin Hammer, Agent Coulson, Invincible Iron Man, and some 3D text advertising the Power Blast feature, which is not so subtle, but definitely pretty cool for that new piece. Avengers up here in the top right corner, and then I guess, I'm assuming they're battling out in Detroit, I don't know, and then on the top we got the Invincible Iron Man suit sporting the actual size reference, and let's see if it's actually accurate. Does this minifigure fit the actual, yeah, I guess it does, wow. So I've never done that, but I figured I would try, and you can see we got Invincible Iron Man getting his, you know, his own graphic on the side of the box there, and then on the back, all the features that I just went over, along with another shot of them battling out in Detroit, comic book included down the bottom right, and an advertisement for lego.com/Marvel Superheroes. So I'm pretty sure you can see all that, and I didn't need to explain it because I'm guessing you can read, but I did anyway, and there's your box. I don't understand why LEGO has to do this, but they went ahead and put Coulson's Corvette in one book, and that's like 57 pages long, so I don't know why they had to separate it. Just put it in one book, LEGO. But we have an advertisement for the rest of the wave that has just come out, and I'm not reviewing either of those 2 sets, but Red Hulk is cool, and so there's that. And then the second instruction manual, again, I don't know why LEGO insists on doing this for a lot of superhero sets. Just put it in one book. And Justin Hammer's mech is at 63 pages, so yeah, no advertisements at the back of this one, so I really don't understand why LEGO does this. Holy crap, it has been a while since I've gone over a comic book. It might have been the Civil War sets. I don't even remember. Anyway, the cover's really nice, as I say every time I talk about a comic book. The illustrations are great. Unfortunately, it takes up a little bit more time than I'd like in these reviews, so we're just going to be going over it, you know, real quick, and you can pause if you want to actually take a look at any of these. So again, really cool stuff. This is my first time looking at it. I'm not actually reading through them, so props to the artists that do these, because they're definitely super cool. But again, you know, you can just take a look through them if you actually want to read through. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and I'm just kind of stalling as I hold it in frame, and then you can see on the back we got our checklist, and man, what an unexciting lineup of figures this time around. I mean, you know, Kamala Khan and Red Hulk and She-Hulk are cool, but other than that, I mean, the hell's going on, man? Extra pieces aren't overly exciting. You get plenty of extra studs for Justin Hammer's minigun in here. You get this little Technic wheel. You get a couple of, like, a trans blue cylinder piece and a couple of studs for Iron Man's repulsors. And then you also do get an extra Power Blast piece, which I think is great. So I'm guessing, you know, every time LEGO uses these, they're going to include an extra one or two, which I think is awesome because it's a really cool new piece, as I've already discussed. But other than that, just some connectors and studs and, you know, other crap. So that's pretty much it, guys, for this whole review. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope it wasn't too long, because that either means more editing for me or more watching for you. But if you're a badass, you did stick around, and I appreciate it. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. So you haven't heard about the Inhumans?
Nope.
Hive?
Nope.
Ghost Rider?
Nope.
The Darkhold?
Nope.
Life Model Decoys?
Nope.
We're never crossing over, are we?
Yeah, probably not.
Alright guys, there you go. That's it for my review on the Detroit, this set. And if you enjoyed this review and maybe found it informative, be sure to let me know by dropping this video a like below, and or your opinion on anything I said, any mistakes I might have made, or any of that stuff down in the comments, as that always means a lot, guys. A lot goes into the making of these videos, and a lot of editing and all the recording. There's too many takes to even count. So yeah, but also you can follow me on Twitter, Bookspace, and Instagram. Links to all three of those are always down in the description below. And I got so close to finishing the X-Men figures just these past few days, and then I realized I needed to make one last Bricklink order. So as soon as that order comes in, I will be making the final bit of progress on those figures, and you will finally see the showcase this month, before this month ends. That is the goal. So yeah, you can look forward to all that and see all kinds of previews for all that stuff down below, and that's why I always recommend those things. And this set is cool. We finally got Coulson after so many years, and his flying car Lola, which is such a great added bonus that I was not expecting. So yeah, hoping Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't get canceled, because it is pretty great right now. So I think that is it though for this video. There are probably things I wanted to mention that are probably not worth mentioning anyway, and I'm glad I'm kind of forgetting them. So I'm gonna end the video, and yeah, alright, see you later. Goodbye. Why do you have to go out of focus like that? Alright, so that's that. Okay, here is the box. That was a little overly enthusiastic, not gonna lie. I'm here, sir.
Where the hell have you been the past 5 years?
On my own TV show. You were on it once. You don't remember?
I do not.
That's fine. We're probably gonna get canceled soon anyway. Why? Why did LEGO have to do 2 instruction manuals? Seriously, LEGO, just put it in one book. But we get one. I'm getting too upset. The cover of the magazine, again, as I say every time I talk, did I say magazine? What? I feel old.